Romantic Age, 1798 to 1824. It was a revolt against classical school of thought. Wordsworth, Coleridge, Byron, Shelley, and Keats belong to this period. Romanticism started with the publication of Lyrical Ballads. 1798. A book on the nature and scope of poetry by Wordsworth. Unlike classicism, simplicity of style and diction became the order of the day. They started to depend on poetic imagination instead of fancy. They used common language in poetry, a language used by rustics. They disliked artificial way of town life and talked about common and rustic people. There was an inevitable role of imagination and emotion in Romantic poetry. It was the period of political and social revolutions. French Revolution was also looming. There was the American War of Independence. Here, the liberty of a nation from foreign domination represents the liberty of a poet from the tyranny of literary rules set in the 18th century. Romantics looked back to Elizabethan masters like Shakespeare and Spenser for guidance. Wordsworth wrote about events of everyday life and naturalism. Coleridge wrote about supernaturalism. Early Romantics had social harmony, but later, Romanticism became a social conflict. Romantics preferred blank verse or stanza for poetic style. Elizabethan age can also be called the first Romantic age in English literature, though there is a difference between both. Romantics dealt with events of everyday life, insignificant aspects of nature. They also believed in mysticism in the world. They talked about desire rather than duty. They talked about individual than society.